Welcome back to the Voice of Reason. And hmm, Saints go down again. This time to the Rams after winning two straight against the Browns and the Falcons, two bum teams. So back to reality. Let's stop this nonsense of Rizzy, as if he figured things out, the quarterback whisperer or the Saints whisperer, whatever you want to call it. I don't, it's just nonsense. I mean, we the defense held Matthew Stafford to 23 yards in the first half.
Hmm.
And
Damn.
all we
And 183.
and he ended with 183 yards. But 23 in the first half, we shut down their offense. We only could manage 6 points, two field goals in the first half.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
you're
Yeah,
not
they
gonna
had
win
it.
like that. So, and then what's worse in this game, Taysom Hill out for the season, knee injury.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I'm actually I'm not happy that he's injured. I'm happy that he's able to just sit out the rest of the season and
Right.
allow Derek Carr to show you how bad he is. Because this dude has been carrying the team, but he's been carrying the team in some really weird positions. The thing that frustrates me more than anything with the Saints is how they take players with a certain skill set and then they move them into other positions. Like
hmm
Cesar Louise, he's our starting right guard. Well, we drafted him. He was a center coming out of Michigan. Eric McCord, he was a guard coming out of was it Texas A&M, Texas A&M, or Texas X? I think it was Texas A&M. He was a guard. They moved him to center, out of
Wow.
position. Taysom Hill, quarterback, all throughout his high school and college career. Come to the Saints,
Make them a tight end.
pick up a tight end, fullback, punt protector. You're talking about a guy with 4.4 speed.
Right.
You
Right.
put him in these ridiculous positions. So, um,
Hmm.
yeah. And so sparingly, you put him at quarterback, you let him run the quarterback power, he gives you some big yards, but now he takes a really bad injury, a knee to a helmet to the knee that
Hmm.
basically takes him out. So he's done. He was basically carrying the team, so he's done. And
Wow.
yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen to this team. So the search for a new coach is going to start. After these 5 games, I'm sure Derek Carr is going to be your quarterback next season because he can't go anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, he has this big
That's his last
contract,
season in
and
college.
we got
It was a 3 year.
51 million dead cap money associated with him for next season. So he is the quarterback.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
It was a 3 year contract, right? Did he go?
They
When
restructured it. It was a 4-year contract, and they restructured it.
mm,
So I
mm.
think they had an out after 2 seasons, and they restructured it so he's tied to the team. So I I
Right.
think I think the misery continues.
Yeah, it's like give him some guarantee. They make some of this money guaranteed or something like that so they can
Right.
stretch it out.
They stretch it out,
Mm,
and then that guaranteed money gets tacked on to the dead money for the following
mm,
year. So you're just kicking the can down the road. You're
yep.
basically charging his salary to a credit card, and you have to pay it back
Right.
later.
Yep.
It,
Yep.
yeah, just bad business. Bad business. The only good note that came out of this game, I'm trying to. I don't want everything to be dark and gloomy. Try to give some sunshine here. Alvin Kamara, he rushed for 112 yards and now has
Yeah.
894 yards on the season, 6 touchdowns. He is on pace for his first 1,000-yard season.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's his first 1,000 yard rushing season.
he's never rushed for a thousand
Wow.
yards in a season. No,
That's crazy.
it's crazy, right?
That's crazy. Once he been there, he never rushed for 1,000 yards.
Never
I mean,
rushed
I
for a
know
thousand.
he's a receiver. He gets like a lot of receptions, but for a running back, but damn, I thought at least he had 1,000 yard rush a year.
Nope,
But
never
no.
had 1,000 yards receiving.
Wow.
Yep, the most he's
Wow.
had and rushing was 932.
That's an amazing stat.
Yep. Yep. Great running
That's an
back
amazing
like
stat.
that.
That's
Never
an
had a
amazing
thousand
stat.
yards. Hmm.
Wow. That's
But
unbelievable.
yep. But I mean, when they look at him, they look at his combined yards, his rushing and receiving. But
Right. Right. Yeah, I
yep.
get it.
Yeah, I
But
get it too.
yeah, like I say, he get a lot of receivers. I mean, I remember some games he had like 10, 12 receptions out the backfield.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was with Breeze at quarterback.
Right.
He's not getting the same production with the quarterbacks that we have. Breeze utilized him a lot in the passing game, especially when you know, the passing, the receivers and the tight ends, all that stuff started to break down. Breeze wasn't going to run, so he looked for Alvin and we would get him the ball. So, it wasn't always the design plays to Alvin. It was, plays where they had the passing play broke down and Breeze had to escape and then he would look for Alvin. The other quarterbacks that has come
Right.
in, they don't look for him. Yeah.
Mm,
So
wow.
it is what it is. But this was a game that the Saints should have won. They played well in the first half. The second half, they looked like complete trash. Just didn't play well. It's just
Yeah, and
tough to
then
watch, man.
yeah, the defense was playing great first half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very low scoring game. I got caught up in that though because I took the live over after the game was low. Like, okay, they about to start scoring some points, and
Mhm.
they scored some, and they still hit the daggone over that needed them hit.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, they still kind of gave up. They was kind of leaky in the run defense though
Yep.
because Kyron gave 100 yards up to Kyron on 15 carries.
Well, it wasn't until that the Rams figured it out in the second half. It was like, you know what? We're just
Right.
gonna run the ball on them, and
Hmm.
they just kind of. I mean, that first drive of the second half, they ran down right down our throat, got the 7 points, and took the lead. Then they did
Mm.
it again.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is what it is. I just want the season to be over with. We got 5 games left. Um, at 4-8, making the playoffs is a long shot, especially looking at the Bucks schedule. The Bucks, they got a bunch of cupcakes on their schedule. So
Oh, really? What you
yeah,
got
a
left?
bunch of cupcakes
Well,
left.
yeah. Well, one of them was supposed to be Carolina, but went to overtime. Or did it
They
not go to
did.
overtime? It did with overtime. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
did.
that game. I'm like, wow. I'm not sure if Bryce done turned the corner or what, but he's been playing good last 3 weeks.
He has. He has. I don't know either. And I mean, he nearly had 300 yards in this game. So they're giving him a full load. In
Yeah.
fact, they should have won this game. Cuba Hubbard fumbled the ball to get the Bucks back into the game.
Oh yeah, right. I was watching that. Yep, he sure did. He sure
Yeah,
did.
yeah, he fumbled. So,
Yep.
yeah, but that's what bad teams do. I mean, you could have, should have won, but you didn't.
Yep.
And bad teams find a way to lose. And
They find
so,
a way.
yeah, I mean, the Bucks have played. Look, they had lost 4 straight games, and nicely put after the bye week, they get the Giants. Now they had the Panthers. Next, they have the Raiders.
Mm,
What a way to get back on track, right?
right. Right.
So,
Um. Yeah.
and in
That's gonna
fact,
be
they got your boys on that schedule too. So,
who? Tampa.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize they were on the end of the schedule.
yeah, yep. Second to last game,
Wow. Oh
third,
yeah.
third to
See.
last, third to last. Yeah.
Right. Right. The Bengals, the Panthers, the Buccaneers, Eagles, and the Commanders. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Mm.
So speaking of the
Well,
Cowboys, I hear your boys
yeah,
talking like
man.
they're gonna make the playoffs or something.
Nah, man. It's just we got to win out, and I'm not looking for us to win out. I don't even want to win out. I don't even want to be in the playoffs. I mean, it's just not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that with Cooper Rush there, we just sustain drives better. We just that's just what we do better. We can have these long, you know, 6, 7 minute drives that we just weren't getting with Dak. I don't know why it is or what, or I don't get why, but we just get these more sustained drives with him. So it makes our defense play better.
Right.
Now, I ain't gonna rank it against the Giants, but even before that, you know, the defense is what was winning us the game. Was winning us the game against Commanders for sure. The
Mm.
defense and special teams, you know. Um, and it seems like if you keep Micah fresh, he's a menace, man. He just really is a menace. Even people saying like you could run at him and stuff like that. I didn't see that the last 2 weeks. He was back there when you ran at him. He hit the bug in the backfield, or he
Mm.
was even chasing him down to the other side. Um, he's just a menace, man. Especially like on those quarterbacks that like to read option.
Right. Yeah, he
He's
tackles both.
athletic enough that he takes the step inside,
Hmm.
and then he still beats the quarter to the outside. I mean, beats the quarterback to the outside. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of players that can do that. It's
Right.
really not. Just that fast. They can take the step inside, and when the quarterback takes off, you still run them down.
Right.
You know,
That's
uh,
a special
he, he
athlete.
he's he's a difference maker on that defense. I kind of hate it because when he gets nicked up, we don't get this from him. But he been out for like 4 weeks, so he's nice and fresh. So
Hmm.
he came back and that he's so fresh right now. But the problem is when he goes into the extended part of the season and he's been banging around for a little bit, he's just not as effective, man. He's just
Mm.
not as effective. He starts getting nicked up, twisting knees and ankles, and all of a sudden he can't quite run as fast.
Right.
All of a sudden he has to block some people blocking him. Um, I mean, unfortunately, we're gonna have to make him one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid defensive player ever. Uh, really, what I don't want to do that right now because we already cap strapped. We got the highest paid
Yep.
receiver, or one
Yep.
of the second highest paid receiver, the highest paid quarterback ever, and now we're gonna have the
Ooh.
highest paid defense.
I forgot you got the highest paid receiver too. Oh
Yeah,
man.
well, second
On
high.
a bad team, so
He's
you have the second highest paid
he,
receiver, the highest paid quarterback, and the highest paid defensive player on a losing team.
yep, that's what it's gonna be when he get his contract, and I think that's gonna be next year.
Oof.
I believe it's gonna be next year. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, and the thing is, when you do that, you can do that, get away with it if you know how to draft. If you
Right.
can go get some late draft people to contribute, and you get some free agents that can contribute that you ain't got to pay a whole lot of money to, you
Right.
could do that. But Cowboys don't do that well. They haven't been doing it well. You know,
So you
recently is
pay him the
the.
money?
I mean, you have to pay Michael the money. You have to. You don't have a choice because you don't invest in safeties. We never invest in safeties, so we very very average there. Our cornerbacks are obviously brittle. Nobody stays healthy. Diggs is out all the time now. All of a
Oh, is
sudden,
he? Okay.
he get his yeah. Diggs he's out all the time now. He get his money now. He's out
Mm.
all the time.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Deron Bland, he was out for 5 weeks. He's just getting back.
Mm.
So we're brittle there, and yeah, you have to pay him because he's the biggest profile superstar you got on the team. He's
Right.
really the only superstar because I don't even consider DeMarcus Lawrence a superstar no more. He
I
just
forgot
don't
he was
contribute
on the
enough.
team.
Yeah, I mean you can't forget that because that's how quiet he be sometimes. He go games without a tackle.
I forgot I
You
thought
know?
he left in free agency.
Nah, man, he's still there. He just been hurt this year.
Ah, okay.
One
Okay.
brittle defense.
Mm.
So, yeah, man, we gonna have some issues going on with that. And then we got I think McCarthy is up out of here finally, but I'm not feeling no kind of joy to who Jerry Jones gonna bring back in because it's gonna be the same type of coach. He already showed that that's what he's gonna do. He gonna keep bringing in yes man. This is gonna always say yes, Jerry. Okay, Jerry. Yeah, we run that play, Jerry. Oh yeah, we drive that play, Jerry. He going to keep doing that. He's not gonna get nobody like a Parcells. He's not gonna get nobody like a Jim Cower or Bill Cower or you know Belichick. Because people talking about, oh yeah, he bring Belichick or Dion. I'm like, neither one of them are going to put up with that bullshit that what's called this,
Hmm.
Jerry Jones does. Neither one
Hmm.
of them going to do it. We know Dion not,
Right.
okay? And,
Yeah.
and and then Belichick, oh my God, Belichick was Belichick because Kraft let him do whatever he wanted to do. He just got out of the way. All right, win me some games. Thanks, Bill. He
Right.
faded to black, right through the wall. You don't even hear from him no more.
Yeah. Bill was the GM and the head coach, and then he hire his son. Oh no, he hired his former defensive coordinator as the offensive coordinator. Bill was just doing whatever. Remember that?
Yeah,
Matt Patricia was.
he was bringing nostalgia.
Yeah,
He brought
but
in
he.
Rich, I think what's his name, Rich Anderson, like running back. They were so old, he's like 30 years old.
Yeah,
He brought
but
him to the
but but
team,
but
fired
Matt Patricia
him on
had
the field.
never coached the offense. He had never been an offensive coordinator, and he put him as the offensive
Mm.
coordinator. Bill was just doing whatever. He just like, man, you got to prove to me you can fire me. He
Yeah,
didn't
yo.
care.
And then, but then, what you call it, but then Jerry had to flex on him, bringing T.O. in. Because Bill
Mm,
didn't want T.O.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? That was a Jerry Jones, pure Jerry Jones pick. And
Ah,
see, ever since Deion Sanders, Jerry been thinking he can do that. Because, I brought in Deion Sanders. Everybody didn't want to pay him. I didn't want to pay Deion Sanders. Look what happened. So he keep holding on to that. But you ain't did it again since. You ever
mm,
did a free agent pickup like that since?
right.
And T.O., I mean, don't get me wrong. He was productive. He was productive. But he wasn't the it factor because look what he does. He does what he does on every team. He destroys your locker room
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
But
That's
y'all,
why he
I
can't
mean,
stay
y'all
with San
got,
Francisco. That's why I can't stay with Philly. That's why I can't.
but you got T.O. at the point after he had that serious ankle injury with the Eagles. I mean, so and then he was older, so you didn't get the same T.O. that the Eagles had, where he was like a monster out there. He was Megatron before Megatron.
I mean, he was productive. Don't get
He
me
was
wrong.
productive, but
He, he was very productive with the Cowboys.
but
He
he
wasn't
wasn't
like
he wasn't
very
the Eagles
productive.
T.O. That year they went to the Super Bowl. He wasn't that T.O. Like I felt T.O. was
He
the
was close to that T.O. Remember, he came to us right after Philly.
I
So
know.
he was still that T.O. He was still big plays
Like
with the
no,
Cowboys.
but that T.O.
I
with the
mean, when you get a
Eagles,
chance,
that T.O.
Look up T.O.
I remember, but he wasn't. I'm saying that year that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, he was MVP. He should have been the MVP. He was that damn good. Like I thought he
I
was.
don't know. He's been,
You don't think he was that good
I
when he
don't know.
was with the Eagles?
Nah, not that good. Not MVP good.
Wow,
He had some big plays. We weren't MVP good. No,
I thought he
nothing
was
like that.
MVP
I
good.
mean, they had a good. No, they had a good team. He had a whole bunch of people around him too. He wasn't the only thing there.
No, he wasn't the only thing there, but I mean,
But
he
yeah.
was the difference maker. He was the reason that they made it to the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, he didn't help them make it to
Oh,
the Super Bowl because he was hurt in the playoffs.
right.
But
There
I
you
think
go.
he was the reason they were so dominant. But
No,
I
I
mean,
mean, well, he wasn't there when he went. He was not on the team. He didn't get back on the team till the Super Bowl.
to the
So
Super Bowl.
you can't say he got there. Yeah, and then they didn't win when he got in there. So
No,
I mean, he
no, he
played
played,
good
and I thought he
too.
played well on that bad ankle. But I'm just saying that he jeopardized his career playing injured like that for the Eagles.
It was a little bit of selfish too, because he didn't want to miss the Super Bowl. I mean, let's be real. That's why he did it. It was
That
really
probably
for
was.
himself.
It probably was, but I think it
Yeah.
jeopardized his career. And I thought Donovan McNabb was the reason they didn't win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was probably more on him. It definitely probably was more on Dom. He did not have a good game, a
He did
great game.
not. I mean, he threw up out on the field. I think he was nervous. He was nervous. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you've been
It
playing
wasn't a good
football all
look.
your life. You get to the
Yep.
Super Bowl and you throw up on yourself, really?
Yeah, it was not a good look. It really
No,
wasn't.
no. Oh my goodness, that was a shame for him.
Yeah, Doc.
But
Yeah.
hey,
But
hey,
I said, mhm.
go ahead, go ahead. What are you saying?
I'm saying, like I said, I'm not when McCarthy's up out of here. I don't have no hope for us getting a great coach. I have no hope for that because
Mm,
Jerry not gonna let what happened with Jimmy happen again. He not gonna let it happen again
mm.
ever. I mean, we got a narcissist for a damn owner, so he's not gonna let somebody come in and take any credit for turning that team around.
Right, right.
You know,
So no
so
hope
and
for
he,
Dion.
huh?
No hope for Dion going there.
No, Dion would never play for him. People who never coach for him. I mean, unless he said, unless Jerry for some reason, and he does have a soft spot for Dion.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Dion said, "You know what? This is all yours, man. You call it. You buy the groceries. You cook them." If that would happen, Dion would say, "Yeah, sign me up.
I don't
The
think
highest
Dion.
paid job you can get." You
I
know what I'm
don't think
saying?
Dion. Dion. I don't think Dion
But
will go to the pros.
I think he'll go. He just need the money. The money got to be right. But yeah, he'll go. But it is that other thing,
That's
the
fair
other
enough.
element
If the money's right, he will
else.
go. Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. If they pay him good enough, he definitely come out to the pro. But it's going to have to be substantial though, because he already getting paid.
Right.
You know, at Colorado, and he got full control.
Yep.
He bringing everybody one. He bringing in 40 people every year.
Yep.
You know, portal. 40 plus people. So he doing whatever he want. And I don't know if he had that control. I mean, depending on where he goes in the NFL. I don't think
Yeah.
he'll have that same kind.
I just don't think his coaching style would work in the NFL.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I had to see how it translate, how the players respect him and stuff. Because when you're in the college level, the kids have no choice but to respect you.
Exactly. That's what I
You
mean.
know,
That's what I mean.
to the
I don't think
pros,
you'll
these
be able to
people
talk to
make 100 million.
pros the same way you talk to kids.
Right, right. I mean, that's the case for every should be the case for everybody, but some people have been able to transition. Jimmy Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Harbaugh, he went back, you can translate that, so Pete Carroll,
Mm-hmm.
you can translate that sometimes, what I'm saying, depending
Mm-hmm.
on how, if you modify your coaching style, because I really don't I don't see Dion don't really Dion don't really get into his people like that, like his players. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching him sit coach since he was that Trinity Academy, that school he made up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, I've been seeing him coach since then, and he don't really get into people like that unless they doing something stupid like fighting on the field, get a penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like they hit a player. I remember getting into Shador Sanders about that. Like he did something, and then Shador got thrown out the game because he said something to the ref
Mm-hmm.
and he got into him for that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, he's like on those teams, he was like a father figure. You know what I'm saying? He had one player come in and live with him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that on college level too, but of course you can't do that. You ain't doing that on the pro level. That type of
But
mentor.
yeah, but I'm saying in the like he's done some other stuff. Like he when he joined Colorado, he basically just cut an entire team. He came in and said y'all better put your names in the portal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. He said, yeah,
Yeah,
if you don't like that, go to the portal.
go to the portal.
In the portal that way.
But you can't do
Yeah.
that in the pros with contracts the way they are. So it depends. It depends. Like you say, he would have to. He has to
Some leeway,
understand.
yeah.
He has to understand the contract situations. Like you might be stuck with players because of the contract situation, or because the GM won't let you get rid of them. Right? And
Yeah. And
it's the
see, he's not
politics
going
in the
through that.
NFL that may be too much for Dion to come in. Like they're gonna tell you
Right.
which quarterback you have to go with.
Right. And that's the part that Dion not gonna take. Dion not
No,
gonna let you take. He's not gonna coach who you want him to coach.
right, exactly,
Yeah. He's not gonna do that.
right,
You have to back up, let him take care of it, or he just not gonna coach there.
right, exactly. So,
It
but
just is what it is.
speaking of Colorado and speaking of Dion, I thought this was really interesting. Travis Hunter, who's probably leading the running for the Heisman Trophy and has been
Hmm.
putting on a show all season long as a wide receiver and a defensive back. I think he's been fantastic as a defensive back. Is not considered for the Jim Thorpe Award which is given to the best defensive back in all of college football. How is that possible? How is he not one of the three finalists? I don't even
I
know the
don't see.
three finalists. How's it possible?
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible neither because if you do like a consensus, you see most people pretty much say that he's better at corner
Right.
than receiver. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's what to me. I mean, I think he's still a damn good receiver too.
Oh yeah,
You
he's a
know,
good receiver.
but
Well, you got to ask yourself which position does he play best? What position is he's most effective at, or more of a game changer at? I think he's more of a game changer at receiver. I mean, at corner.
well, see, this is the thing, right? I mean, the receiver is more of a skill position. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't even have to catch the ball to be a good DB. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
But
And that's my point because there was a
but
play he made at the goal line to win the game for him.
right, right.
He made an
Um,
outstanding tackle at the goal line. So he's just a big time playmaker.
right. Yeah. Um, I don't see how they could leave him completely off the list.
Hmm.
Maybe he don't win it, but it probably don't put him in. Probably didn't put him because he's the shoe in to win the Heisman. That's probably why they actually did it.
Well,
But that's still
that's not a
travesty though.
good
You got to
reason.
have my.
Yeah, that's still not a good reason.
Well, think about it. When people win the MVP in the NFL, they don't win the Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, because they're not a quarterback.
Well,
Because
no, they are quarterback. That's what I'm saying. They're a
no,
quarterback. They don't win Offensive Player of the Year.
no,
Why is that?
they usually give the MVP to the quarterback, and then they give the best running back offensive player of the year.
There you go. So how is the best player in the league not the best offensive player in the league in the year?
Because the MVP is a quarterback award. You and I agreed. It is a quarterback award.
Yeah, but the quarterback don't always win it. And
Yeah,
when the running back wins it, he's not the offensive player of the year neither. They don't,
I know they always try to give, to me it's too many
and that's
politics
what
in
I'm
it.
saying. They're doing the
It's
same
like a
thing.
makeup. Yeah. But now I mean in college football, the best defensive back, regardless if there was a Heisman Trophy, like wasn't who's the corner that played for the Raiders? Wooden.
Charles Wilson.
Woodson.
Yeah, Charles
Woodson
Wilson.
didn't Woodson win the Thorpe Award and the Heisman?
Let's look. He won the Heisman.
He won the
Let's
Heisman
see.
over Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
and I think he won the Jim Thorpe Award.
Or Charles Wilson. I don't know if he won today. I mean, I wasn't even looking at it back then. Um, Jim Thorpe says, yeah, 1997. Is that the same year he won
The
the Heisman?
Heisman, I believe so. Let's see. Heisman Trophy 1997, Walter Camp Award 1997, Jim Thorpe Award
Yeah,
1997.
97.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Jack
win.
Tatum Award 1997. He won just about whatever award that was out there. He won it. All American
Mm.
1997. Yes.
Yeah.
Big Ten Most Valuable Player. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. It has been
He
done
should
before.
yeah, he should at least been a finalist though. Even if you
Yes.
don't give it to him, he has to be on the list. He has to be on the list. That's
It makes
ridiculous.
it makes no sense to me. Makes no
Hmm.
sense. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I think that's more of a shot at Dion. He's not well liked in the college football arena. So it is what it is.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
I'm Dion, I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry about it.
I mean, he's gonna get the Heisman anyway. I really, really wouldn't worry about it.
I don't know,
And
man.
he is the Heisman favorite.
I don't know. They screwed him over on the Jim Thorpe Award where they won't even acknowledge his existence. So, do you think they will give him the
Well, look,
Heisman?
we'll put it this way: the odds-on favorite, as far as him being he's the odds-on favorite at minus 10,000,
So
right? To where to where something is minus 10,000. If you're minus 300, that's already kind of big. You're already
I,
pretty favorite. He's minus 10,000.
I'm curious to know what Peyton Manning was in 1997 because everybody thought Peyton Manning was going to win that Heisman when Charles Woodson won.
Mm. I mean, is that did they think that toward the end of the season because they didn't have that? He wasn't the odds on fate. He was plus 1,200 to start the season to win
Mm,
it.
mm. I don't
So
know.
like as the season went on and went on and went on, he started moving up and up and up the charts.
And it could
And
have, but I know he was a big surprise to everybody when he won it.
mhm, right now he is okay. It's down to minus 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's down to minus 6,000. They got Genty right behind him at plus 1,500. So that's your best. So he's minus 6,000. Genty is plus 1,500 to win it.
Mm.
So he's the heavy favorite to win it.
And
You know,
check this out.
that's the number they put on people like the first round of the number one pick overall in the draft.
Right.
You
But
know,
check
they put
check
minus
this.
10.
I never realized this. Uh, Woodson was the first and still the only primary defensive player to win the award, the Heisman Trophy Award.
Wow. Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially in college, defense just does not get that same shine like that. I mean, the last defensive player that I remember getting any kind of shine like that was Ndamukong Suh. Okay, and I don't even remember him being on the list.
Oh, I thought you was
Uh,
gonna say what was his name that played for Notre Dame, the linebacker, Te'o.
oh no. He was getting the wrong pub for the wrong reason.
Well, he came second to Johnny Manziel.
Oh, in the Heisman race?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Manti Te'o. I think that was his
Yeah,
name.
Manti Teo, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. He came
Mhm.
second to Johnny Manziel. That was probably one of the worst Heisman Trophy groups there with them two in it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, Johnny Football at that point was the pub was just ridiculous. He was
Well, yeah,
getting way too much.
and then he beat Alabama, so it was a big deal when he beat Alabama. But little
Yeah.
did we know at the time, the reason he was doing so well because of some unknown receiver by the name of Mike
Mike Evans.
Evans that was
Well, he
making
was a
big
big
time.
receiver back then. Yeah, he was 6'4" back then and
Yeah,
catching
that's what I'm saying.
everything.
He was a big time receiver. And he was catching these wild, crazy balls from Manziel, and nobody
Yeah.
ever really paid attention. I guess, but the Bucks did. Guys had 1,000 yards receiving every season since he's been in the league.
The only receiver to do that.
Only receiver to do that, Mike
I
Evans.
think he's the only one to do 10 straight seasons.
Yes, yeah. Not even Jerry Rice did it. Jerry
Nope.
Rice had his first season. He had like 900 something yards receiving.
Yep. Yep.
All
Yep.
right,
The only person to ever do that.
all
It's
right.
crazy.
Let's talk about these picks. Let's talk about these picks. Well, I mean, we both went 12-3 this past week. You
Yeah,
know,
because I kind of went out there on Tennessee. But
yeah,
other than that, I was kind of all right, man.
that
It's
was
just
tough.
that was a little bit crazy because I just thought that Woods Carter was playing so good, and then the Redskins were playing the other way that they kind of meet in the middle. But
Mm-hmm.
that was terrible. They just got dominated. That's just terrible. Ugh.
Well, I mean, my biggest mistake was going with um the Dolphins over the Packers. I should have known better. You said it too. The Dolphins beating the Packers in Lambeau Field in December.
Yeah.
And I went against my better judgment. I was like, yeah, you're right. But the Dolphins have been on a roll. I can't go against the Dolphins, and I should have.
Yeah, dog. They just look like they were cold. They you just look at them
Yeah.
from the side of the field. They look cold.
I was
Like
cold for them. I was looking
yeah,
at the game. I was like, "Woo, feels chilly out there."
yeah, 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 man. It
Yeah.
was a cold. That was the Lambo type game.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
a true Lambo type game right there.
Yeah, I went against my better judgment there. I definitely should have picked the Packers. I am a believer. And then the Packers are making it known that Robert Solomon has really helped them out since he's joined the Packers. I think they're undefeated since he's joined the Jets' old
Really?
coach. Yeah, he's like
Oh,
an advisor to the
hmm.
team. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I did not know.
Yes, Robert Solomon. He's with the Packers, helping them out, and the Packers have been on a win streak since he joined.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. I didn't know. I wouldn't. I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
a
look
thing.
it up. Look it up. I read an article about it on ESPN, so he's really helped out.
Hmm,
All right, you ready to do this
hmm.
recap, man?
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
Let's get
Let's
it.
get it.
Let's see what you got right and what you got wrong. All right. Well,
Uh,
this was the game that got another coach fired. Uh, the Thursday game, the Lions, the Thanksgiving game. Lions.
Thanksgiving.
We had
Yeah.
three Thanksgiving games, but yes,
Thanksgiving game.
the first
Right.
Thanksgiving game. Lions at
Mm,
home against the Bears. Lions with
mhm.
10-point home favorites, and this
Yeah.
game went to the wire. Bears
Yo,
had a
they were
chance.
dominating them at first, and then they just let them roar right back. Yo,
Hmm.
it was
Hmm.
beating the first half 16-0.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought there was another route happening. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be 40-13. You know,
Right. 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 Right.
I don't know if the Lions just caught the dogs off. To be honest with you, like some festivities is going on. You know, I was at my aunt's house, so the game wasn't the prime thing on. To me
Hmm.
it was, but to the family it wasn't. So there was a lot of noise going on. I didn't hear everything, but as I just started looking, I was just like, okay, all right, they're gonna probably pull away from the fourth quarter. But then the fourth quarter come and they just stop scoring.
Hmm.
They stop moving the ball.
Which is
And
uncharacteristic for the Lions.
it's very uncharacteristic for the Lions. And yeah, let them come back and made it interesting.
Hmm.
Made it very interesting. But that coaching move, it was fire. It was a fireboy
It
offense.
was.
It was
It
a
was.
fireboy offense.
Because I'm
Okay,
I'm
you
looking at it
cannot do it. The
right. I'm
time
looking at it
management
like
was
just call a
totally wrong.
timeout. Well, because you saw the team, they were
Call the
struggling to get there.
timeout.
Just call the timeout at that point because you're still in
Call
field
the
goal range.
timeout.
You were still in field goal range. So
Yes.
even if you lose that timeout, you had enough time because it was 29 seconds that the I think he got sacked. Caleb Williams got sacked. There were 29 seconds left. So it's just like,
Right.
okay,
Now, see,
call a
now
timeout.
that would put you was in field goal range, but it was a long field goal at that point.
Right.
You was at the 40 something at that point.
Right. That was the point. That's why you needed another play. And you needed to
Right.
call the timeout. Because then
Right.
you run
Right.
another play, try to get some more
Yeah.
yards, and then you spike it so you kick the field goal and tie the game.
Well,
But
this is the problem, though. This is the only issue with that. It was third down, right? So you can't get a play and
okay.
then unless you get the first down. You have to get the first down.
No, no. They
Yeah, because
practice
it's
this.
third down.
But no, listen to me. You practice where you have the field goal team ready to go out on the field after you run the next play. And if it's inbounds, you run the damn field goal team out there and kick the field goal. They should have practiced that. I've
No,
seen
well,
that.
that's true. That
I've,
should have been practice. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
players.
I've seen
Yeah,
that done many a times.
yeah, yeah. In 30 seconds, 33 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been tight. It would have been real tight, but you could do it. It's definitely doable. But you
let's
got to
do
have it ready and prepared to do it.
it.
If you call a timeout, you can prepare.
You can
If
prepare.
you,
You call a timeout. All right, field goal team, kicker, tie your shoes, get your helmet on, strapped on. Let's get
yep,
ready because we're gonna run
yep.
this play. We're gonna do it
Full
right in the
great
middle of the
stop.
field. You run
Exactly.
out there and kick that field goal. Get ready. That's done.
Yep.
30
Full
seconds is
blow that
plenty of
whistle.
time. I've seen it done
Yep.
with like 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, that's nuts.
Not 15 seconds, man. You can't do that in 15
You can.
seconds. There's no way. You can't run the play. It's still take you 5 minutes for the play. Five
Right.
seconds for the play.
What,
You did 10 seconds, you got to run in the
you
team out
mean
there kick the
five
field.
seconds for the play? After the ball is
Yeah.
kicking, who cares? It could be at zero. It doesn't matter.
You're taking 5 seconds to run the play. You got 10 seconds to get the whole field goal unit out there lined up and then kick it. It's not happening. Not 15 seconds.
At least
Not
10
15.
seconds. At least 10 seconds. You run out there, you kick that field goal. I'm gonna send you some video on that. I promise
Yeah,
you, it
please
has
send me a
happened.
15 second. Give me a
I don't
15
know.
second.
I
Really
look.
gonna enjoy it out
All right. Look, I made up the 15 seconds, but I've seen it done with
there.
seconds left on the clock. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I've seen it. I've seen it
All
for
right.
sure.
I don't know how many seconds was on it. You won't be so technical. I
Right,
don't
right.
know,
You
but
said 15. I'm like,
I made
shit.
it up,
But
man. I
look,
made up.
look,
But
but look, but look, that was fireable. I said that motherfucker make another play. Because look, even if Caleb mess up, okay, he's a rookie. You're
right,
the coach. You
he
call
did
a
mess
time.
up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he messed up too. You know what I thought he thought? Because it was me and one of them. We was the only one really watching the game, right?
Mhm.
I think he was looking at the play clock and thinking it was the game clock. Because I'm like, why would you take that long to run that play? He
Uh,
hitched, looking around for somebody
right,
open,
and
and
then
then
he
he
threw
threw
it deep.
the long ball. Yeah, throw the long ball. I said, why would he do that? That makes no sense. Unless he looking at the play clock, because the play clock was actually 10 seconds more, 10 seconds more than the game clock.
I
And that's
think
the
he
only thing I can think of that
or
doing,
or
yo.
or he thought it was college rules. You get the first down, the clock stops.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really hope he didn't think that. That'd be terrible if he thought that. But the
Well,
problem is, the coach got to step in and stop that. You know what I'm
they got to
saying?
stop it.
You,
But I mean, we've seen
what's going on?
Plaxico Burrs catch a pass, fall down on the ground, and get up and spike it, thinking it's
Yeah,
college.
yeah, yep, yep,
I was a fumble.
yep.
So I mean, like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
the coach has to come in and step in. You got a rookie quarterback. You got 29 seconds left. Okay, call a timeout. He just
Mm-mm.
took a sack. The one thing he should not do.
The
Timeout.
last thing he should do.
Last thing he should do is a rookie mistake. Timeout. Let's
Yeah.
get a good call in. Look, Caleb, if nothing's there, take the incompletion. We'll just kick the long field goal. And if this field goal kicker misses it, he'll be gone. If
Hmm.
but if you run this silly play, then I'm gonna be gone, which he was.
Yep.
Anyway, we
I thought
spent
that they was gonna be running a quick slant right there. I said, oh, okay, this is a quick slant. He gonna run a quick slant. No,
nah.
he runs backwards and gets sacked. It was just the dumbest clock management in the last inning game on quarterback and coach. And it was fireable. He needed to get fired
Yeah,
after that.
he deserved. I heard it was pretty bad in the locker room anyway. So yeah, he was gonna get
Mm.
fired.
Yeah,
All right,
that had to
let's
be
go to the
terrible,
next game here. We spent too much time talking about the Bears. All right,
yo.
Cowboys at home against the Giants. Cowboys with 3.5 point home favorites, and the Cowboys got the win. I mean, you're
Yeah,
playing
I
it.
lost count. It's like 13 in a row, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I forgot. It's a crazy number. I think it's 13 in a row games we don't beat them.
Well,
And it's
I'm just
just tough.
curious. I mean, how many games does Brian Dable have to lose? I mean, how badly does he have to screw this up? I mean, you lose
Mm.
Saquon.
I
You
mean,
just gave Daniel Jones a big, huge contract. Then you waive him. I mean, you sold the
yeah,
city of New York
yeah,
on Tommy DeVito. This is
yeah.
this is terrible.
Bringing them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
It's
begging to
just
be
total
fired.
dysfunction.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's total dysfunction from top to bottom, man.
right.
Total dysfunction. You like Drico Dowdle has a career year, every career game. He throws up 112 yards on you. It was just bad. It was just
Yeah,
bad all around.
yeah,
And not Dallas didn't really dominate this game like they should have. And that's making it so bad. They didn't really dominate this game like they should have. But it was you didn't feel like Dallas was in any danger of losing the game.
No, you never
The
was
whole
in it. No, even though when the Giants came back and made it interesting.
and interesting. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but you knew Drew Luck wasn't going to be able to win this game for him. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Drew
both
Lock.
picked the
But
Cowboys on this. We knew they were going to win. Giants are a
yeah.
complete utter mess. 2-10 on the season, and Brian Dable still
Mm-mm.
has his job. Congrats. All
Don't
right,
know how, but
I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know. Every other team has taken out their coach, Saints, Bears, but this guy somehow. All right, Packers at home against the Dolphins. This was the night game on Thanksgiving. Packers are 3.5 point home favorites. You went with the Packers, and for no other reason, I went with the Dolphins. This was even a night game. There's no way the Dolphins had a chance of winning this game in the cold in Wisconsin.
Just so cold. Yeah, it's like 20 degrees, a little bit
Yeah,
windy. It was
that
just
was a
bad for them all the way around.
that was
Even the
oh
coach, super,
yeah. No, that was a bad pick. I am sorry to my listeners out there. Yeah, I should have never picked the Dolphins. This goes against everything that I use to determine my picks. The Dolphins playing in Lambeau Field at
right?
8:20 at night on a Thursday. Everything screams
Yeah.
loss. Yeah. All right, my mistake.
Mhm.
All right, next game, Friday game. Chiefs at home against the Raiders. Chiefs are 12 and a half point home favorites, and they squeaked out a win against the Raiders. I mean, I think that's just going to be the
Mm.
Chiefs all season long. They're just going to be squeaking out wins.
That's just what they're doing. That is
Yeah.
just what they're doing. They just squeak, 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 just squeak all around, squeak through, squeak around, just win
Mm-hmm.
the game.
Yeah.
That's just what they do, man.
Yeah. And then you got to consider this as a
No matter
rivalry
who they
game
play.
against the Raiders. Yeah. So it is what it
Hmm.
is. They won 19-17. Raiders gave them a fight. I think is it Aiden O'Connell? Aiden O'Connell had a pretty good game. He threw for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just don't understand why they just don't let this dude just
Yeah.
be the starting quarterback and just play it out with him. Makes no sense to me.
I mean, it looks way
Guard
better than
Minshew.
uh Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, yeah.
He looks way better than him.
I,
So yeah, man. Um yeah.
yeah.
That's a play
But
that they just gotta do. They
yeah,
can't bring Minshew back and say they're trying to win.
but I mean, let's make sure we clear it up. Aiden O'Connell did botch the snap that lost the game for the Raiders at the end. He
Oh
did botch
damn, I
that.
didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
It really wasn't his fault. Looked like I don't know whose fault it was. Just put it that way. But the center snapped the ball and he wasn't ready to take it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Wow. So
yeah.
he botched it like when it came low or something, or just a regular snap. He just
No, he wasn't ready for it. I think he was changing the
wow.
play or doing something when he was back there, and he was looking one way, and the center snapped the ball. The ball hit him on the shoulder, bounced on the ground.
Mm,
Chiefs recovered. So
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
so it happens. All right,
Mm.
next they had the Saints at home against the Rams. Rams are 2.5 point road favorites. You and I both went with the Rams, and the Rams won this game. I mean, it, it's so frustrating watching the Saints as they do this nonsense. I've just been so frustrated with this team for the past 3 seasons. It's just like, are we striving to lose here? I mean, how did you not know that this strategy that you had going into the season was a losing strategy? I'm just so frustrated.
Right.
And we see
Yeah.
Sean
Started
Payton.
off good. They start off looking
It's
real
sort of
good.
good, yeah. But
Yeah.
Sean
Nothing
Payton
at halftime.
is winning in Denver with Bo
Right.
Nix because he knows how to
Mm-hmm.
win. It's like,
Yep.
well, you should have kept him. It's frustrating, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is what you do when you're a losing team with a losing strategy. You lose. You lose to decent teams out there. You struggle against. You lose to bad teams like the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
see the pack the Bucks didn't lose to the Panthers.
Hey, close. They're
They
real
get
close to it
close.
though.
Yeah, but good teams don't lose to bad teams. Period.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Shit, Panthers on a 2 game win streak, man.
Mm-hmm. The Chiefs
Yeah.
nearly lost to the Raiders, but guess what? They found a way to win. That's what they
Found
do.
a way to win. Every time.
Yeah, every time because they're a good team. All right,
Yes, they do. Yep.
Falcons at home against the Chargers. Speaking of bad teams, Falcons lost to the Chargers. The Chargers were 2.5 point road favorites. You and I both went with the Chargers, and the Chargers won this game. The Falcons. Like I said, they'll find a way to screw it up. How do you lose at
Yeah.
home to the Chargers and only put up 13 points? And Justin
I
Herbert only
mean, they've
throws for
done that before.
147 yards. Well, it's
Yep.
easy when your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, throws four interceptions.
The Steps to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, that makes San Diego. That makes the Chargers not have to go as far to score.
Right. Well, I mean, the Falcons had the lead 10-9, and and Cousin throws an interception that was returned 61 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah, that was actually the break of the game. That
Yeah.
was the breaker of the game right
That
there.
was the break of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The Falcons, it's a mess.
But Cousins has been known to do that over his career. He had some
Yeah.
kind of bonkers turnover, fumble, scoop and score for a touchdown, or he'd throw a pick six.
Yeah. And you got a player like Bijan Robinson. Like I said, they'll figure out a way to lose it.
Right.
Trash. All right.
Yeah.
Next, Bengals at home against the Steelers. The Bengals are 3-point home favorites, and I made the bold pick and went with the Steelers, and the Steelers won this game. I don't know why the Bengals were at a 3-point. They were 3-point home favorites. Why would the Bengals 3-point home favorites over the Steelers? Please explain.
Yeah, I mean, they just thought they was going to outscore him. I mean, who thinks the Steelers going to score 44 points with that offense?
Mm.
That offense is not a 44-point offense. They just not.
Hey
But the
man,
Bengals got that kind of defense, The defense has just not been good and not stand up the whole season. There's a lot
oh,
of quarterbacks look good against them.
man, if you let Russ cook, this is what Russ will do. They let
Yeah.
Russ cook.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did his thing.
yeah. They've been
That's
saying
one of
this
the best Russell games he'd have had in a minute.
since he was a Seahawk. He told you, let me
Yeah,
cook. Yeah,
yeah.
and Russ
440,
cooked.
414, 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
You know.
all right.
But there's
Vikings.
no defense in that game. It's terrible.
But Vikings were at home against the Cardinals. Vikings were 3.5-point home favorites. I went with the Cardinals on this one. You went with the Vikings, and the Vikings squeaked this out 23-22.
Did they ever? Oh my
Mm,
God.
yeah,
And it was looking bad for them too
it was.
in the fourth quarter. It was just looking bad for them. It was getting worse and worse. And yeah, find a way to get it through. You know what I'm saying? I think was it a turnover or something that happened late in that game? To gave them a chance, or did they make the last drive? I can't remember when that game how that game ended exactly.
I don't remember if it was a turnover. It may have been an interception by Kyler Murray that set
That's
him up
what
for that final touchdown that gave the Vikings the lead. I don't
yeah.
remember. I want to say that's what happened.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly how that ended because I was watching all the games at the same time. But yeah, I want to say there was something happened in the fourth quarter that made them be able to have the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if Sam Darnold's turning back into a pumpkin, man. He hasn't been like he be having these little stints during the game where he just don't look good. He
Right.
hasn't been looking good in a couple of weeks, you know.
Mm.
So I'm be watching that. But I mean, they 10-2 now, so
Yeah, no, they're
they
good.
they
And
in
then
the
and
spot
that
for the
that
playoff.
that NFC North division is looking real good. Three teams with 10
Oh
wins
God,
is crazy.
yeah, man, that is super crazy, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's nearly impossible. Well, they don't
hmm
all have 10 wins. The Packers have 9 wins. But that's it. That's incredible. The Vikings have
Yeah,
10 wins. Um, the the
I'm on
Lions
it.
have 11 wins,
Mm-hmm.
and the Packers have 9 wins. That's insane.
Yep.
One division.
Yeah. Yep. Three of them coming up out of there for sure.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, next,
What?
Patriots at home against the Colts. Colts were 2.5-point road favorites. You and I both went with the Patriots, and the Colts. Anthony Richardson squeaked this thing out and beat the
Yeah,
Patriots. Man,
he
that was
did.
surprising to me.
With 109 yards passing.
Right. Oh,
Uh, that's the kind of game he's gonna have, He's gonna run the ball a little something, he's gonna pass a little something, and hopefully he can get one of those deep passes that he likes to throw.
Yeah,
Uh,
once again he completes 50% of his passes.
right.
Like it's
That's it.
insane in today's NFL. I can understand in 1980, this is what
Right.
you complete 50% of your passes. Like
Hmm.
it was remarkable when Joe Montana was complete 65%. It's like, man, he's super
Right.
efficient. I
Right.
mean, nowadays they complete 70%. But
Yeah, man.
50, man, that's 1970s football.
Yeah, really though. I mean,
Wow.
I'm still trying to figure out why they decided to go with him instead of finish this year off with Joe Flacco.
I don't
If you
know.
were trying to win,
Right.
if you were trying to win,
Well, maybe they're not.
because otherwise that makes no sense.
Yeah, maybe they're not trying to win.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Doesn't look like it. It really doesn't.
Oh
You
man.
know,
All
so
right. Let's go into your favorite team here. The Jets at home against the Seahawks. The Seahawks were 2-point road favorites, and the Seahawks win. You and I both picked the Seahawks. And I mean,
yep.
look, Aaron Rodgers is running out of excuses here. All right. I mean,
Yeah, and they were winning. They were winning this game. I thought they was about to start. Like, oh, okay, they damn. Just when I don't pick
they
them,
were.
here they
They were
come.
dominating this game.
Yeah, yeah, they were. And then Jets offense just fell off the cliff.
Well, and
Just
they were
fell off the
actually
cliff.
driving down the field. They had a 14-point lead in the second quarter. It was 21 to
Mm,
7, and they were at like the 8-yard line, getting ready to score another touchdown. And Aaron Rodgers threw an interception that was returned 92 yards for a touchdown.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember they got tipped up or something. I
Yep.
think he got tipped or something, and then yeah, dude returned a big boy too.
Big boy.
Return that jump.
Yeah. Yeah. And that changed the game. The Seahawks scored four straight times after that.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
It
Man,
was
you
pretty
going
bad for.
you gonna put some respect on Geno Smith's name.
No, never.
You
He
gonna
only
put some
doing that.
respect.
He only doing that when he plays the Jets or something like, you know what I'm saying? He had an okay game. He ain't really wasn't him. He
They
had an
are
okay game.
leading the division.
Yeah, yeah. That's at 7-5. Man, okay, not that impressive, but yeah, they're leading the division. You gotta give them some credit for
Yeah, you gotta give some credit for it. I mean, they won their first three games and now they're winning. They won their last three games. So in the middle,
it.
they were 1-5. But hey, they're back on track, 7-5, leading the division. All
Mm,
right.
yeah,
Now, this is
Aaron
one of the
Rodgers is
biggest
about to-
blunders I've seen as far as picks. The Commanders were at home
Uh,
against the Titans.
this
Right.
ain't the biggest blunder is you picking the Giants and they lose 40-0
Oh
to
man, stop it.
Dallas. But
Why you
okay,
gotta bring up old
I
stuff?
digress.
We talk about this shit. Why you gotta bring up
I'm
old
just
stuff?
saying,
That
I
was
just wanted
last
to
year.
refresh your memory. Yeah,
That
I
was
just wanted to
last year.
refresh.
We talk about this season, okay? Uh yeah. Commanders were 5.5 point home favorites. For some reason, you went with the Titans, and the Commanders totally destroyed the Titans. How you love that?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
would you do
that
that?
was pretty bad.
42-19, and it was
I
much
just
worse than that.
they was going in the way. Same reason they were just 10-point favorites. They were just 10-point favorites, 10.5-point favorites to Dallas and lost. Okay. So it wasn't imperfect. It wasn't like that couldn't happen. And they were on a 3-game losing streak. So I just thought they were spiraling. I thought they were spiraling.
No,
Jaden Daniels wasn't looking as good.
man,
And Tennessee, the last couple games was pretty good. They was looking pretty
look.
good last couple games.
I already
Will Levis turned
look.
back into a point.
But I'm saying, I mean, look, the Commanders are outstanding against bad teams. Look at their record; they outstanding against bad teams. You put a
Yeah,
bad team
yeah,
on their schedule, they
yeah.
they are Super Bowl
Well,
contender.
except for when it's Dallas, because everybody's calling Dallas a bad team, So
Wait,
except for that, but that's
okay,
inner
all right, fair
division.
enough, fair enough. You're right. That one bad team, the Cowboys, they couldn't beat.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, Tennessee just looked like a pumpkin. They just look,
Yeah,
they look. all over. They couldn't play defense. They couldn't play offense. Um, they couldn't run the ball. It was just bad all the way around.
Yeah, they're a bad
All the way
team. I
around.
mean, this team is 3-9, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we were three something. We went there
yeah,
and beat them.
yeah, they're
So yeah.
bad. They're a bad team. All right.
Mhm.
Speaking of bad teams, the Jags were at home against the Texans, and Texans were 5-point road favorites. And you and I both went with the Texans. The Texans won this game. Then we had the scary moment in the game.
Mm.
Trevor Lawrence gets knocked out of the game. Um, I think he slid too late. I mean, I can't
It
really
was a
blame
late
the
slide.
defender
It
too
was
long.
a really late slide.
It
Yeah,
was a
really,
late
really.
slide. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, what do you want
Mhm.
defenders to do? You got a 5'9", 5'10" corner with a six
Right.
five quarterback coming at him, and you don't know if he's gonna slide or if he's gonna dip his
Yep.
shoulder and try to run over you.
Yep. Yep. Um, yeah. I mean, like you said, if the guy's going to like wait till last minute, the last of the last minute to do it, and you're already in that motion, you know, uh, I don't know how you reverse time and stop yourself from doing that, from
Right.
making contact. But I think he got suspended because the little extra English he put on, he put like some forearm into it, um,
That's how
and
you
that's
make
after the
tackles.
fact. You
That's
see
how
him
you make
slide.
tackles in
Well,
today's football.
you already see him sliding at that point, though. You know what I'm saying? He did put a little extra forearm in it. I mean, I just know he did. I
But
saw. I
let
mean,
me ask you
he put
this:
the,
when
Mhm.
when when you see a defender going to make a tackle, right? They bend
Mhm.
down, they dip their shoulder, and basically they close their eyes or they look away and they launch at you. So did he see
Yeah, you're
him
not supposed
really
to do that.
slide? Maybe not. Maybe he didn't see him. He thought he was making a tackle. I don't know.
I mean, but see, the thing is, you have to know that by now. You're tackling the quarterback. You know they're gonna be more sensitive to the quarterback. You
But
know, if you tackling a regular player, that's different. But when you tackling the quarterback, you know you have to be more sensitive to that. You just
but
do.
but I've
It's
seen these
different.
dudes thinking that Josh Allen is gonna slide, and Josh Allen dipped that shoulder down and runs over him. Or like
Yeah.
Taysom Hill dipped that shoulder and will run over you.
Well, he don't act like he about to not do that though. Taysom Hill just does.
Yeah, he
He
just
don't
does
act.
it. Yeah, he does it like he's a running back out there. So, well, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, they list him as a tight end. So anyway,
Right. But I have seen Lamar Jackson act like he's gonna run out of bounds and then he creep up field for another
yeah,
5 yards.
yeah, but he's
I've
not gonna
definitely
dip
seen.
his shoulder and run over you. Lamar's not gonna
Right.
run over you, so you ain't got that to worry about. He's just gonna
No.
try to fake you out.
Right.
Okay,
The fake out though is what I'm saying though.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
try to be sensitive to the quarterback, or I'm gonna let him run out, and then he turns on the field and run for another 5 yards.
right, yeah.
You know,
I've as
but
long as
but
I've been
when
watching
you
Lamar
take that,
play, I've never seen him take a big hit. He just
oh,
doesn't
I've seen
take
him
big hits.
take some big hits.
You've seen him
Oh
take a
no,
big hit?
oh
I've
yeah, I've
never
seen
seen
him
him
take
big.
big hits. I've seen you the real. He's definitely taken some. I've seen him do the helicopter before. He get hit and turn around, flip around, doo, doo, doo,
I've never seen
like
that.
the helicopter.
Some kind of way he's able to
Oh
avoid
yeah.
big hits.
Mm-mm. No, he's taken some big hits. He definitely has.
Okay.
Especially you think about when he runs that read option up the middle of the field. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's taking a legit tackle
I've
at
never
that
seen it.
point.
All right.
Yeah, he's not sliding. He's putting his head down 1st.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to the next one. Panthers at home against the Bucks.
What
Bucks were
game you?
6-point road favorites. You and I both went with the Bucks, and the Bucks got this win here, and a close one in overtime, 26-23. So, yeah, I have to
Mm.
agree with you. I'm not sure if Bryce Young has turned the corner. I still don't particularly care for him as a quarterback, but I don't know. Maybe he's figured it out. They played
Mm.
pretty good in this game, and I think,
Yeah. I mean, the last few weeks, he's just been looking competent. Last like 3 weeks or so,
yeah,
man. He's just been looking real competent. He's
he
back
feels
there, taking the
comfortable,
ball out of his hand. He's not holding. Yeah,
right?
finding his receivers. Adam Thielen almost had 100 yards and 8 receptions for 99 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
Um, he's finding his receivers and getting the ball to him quick. So, we'll see as the time go if he can string some games along. But It looked like he's starting to turn the corner. He just looks more comfortable. It
I
looks more
agree.
comfortable. You look, he's finding his receivers, but maybe the game's slowing down for him.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. So good for him. Hopefully it works out, but they lost this game. Hopefully his coach gets to keep his job because their owner in Carolina doesn't play. All right.
Hmm.
Next, Ravens at home against the Eagles. Ravens were 3-point home favorites. You and I both went with the Eagles, and the Eagles won this game. I didn't watch this game, but I was following it, and it looks like the Eagles pretty much dominated this game. And plus, well, I wouldn't say dominated, but they led throughout. Um,
Right.
but what's the big thing? And then, like I said, something's happening. These field goal kickers, these kickers are missing a lot of field goals. Tucker, who's
Man.
probably a Hall of Fame kicker, I think he missed two
Yeah.
field goals and an extra point.
And- yes. Yes, he did. Yes,
Yeah.
he did. I looked terrible, man. Looked
It,
terrible.
yeah. That's the difference in this game. That could have won the game if he makes these three
Oh,
kicks.
absolutely. It's absolutely the difference in this game. He lost the game.
Mm.
Your best Hall of Fame kicker
Yeah.
uh lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man. It's crazy. It's I don't understand what's happening. You would think he would have corrected it by now because it didn't just start. This ain't the first week. It ain't the second week. It ain't the third week. He's missed several kicks and extra points. And now he's missing extra points too. First it was just kicks.
Right.
Now he's missing points too.
Yeah.
You know.
Something's wrong.
And that's so unlike him. So unlike he used to just be automatic. Even at 50 yards, he was automatic right down the middle. And
Mm.
now, oh, it's so shaky. So shaky, man.
Yeah.
And it's happening across the league right now for some
It
reason.
is. It is. And it's pretty bad. I mean, I've seen it and a number of kickers, and it's like it's nothing really changed. Like they changed the football or made the kicking distance longer. Something's going on because it is affecting all kickers. So
Right, man. I wonder if they changed the balls or something, man. Oh, it's just weird. I just don't see how he just all of a sudden just shanking and he missing one to the left, one to the right. It was like
yeah, it
it's
didn't
not
make
just
any
all going.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't slippery out there.
yeah.
Weird.
I don't know, but yeah, it's not just him. It's all throughout the league. So all right, next.
Yeah.
The Bills were at home against the 49ers. The Bills were 7-point home favorites, and the Bills annihilated the 49ers 35-10. You and I both went with the Bills on this too. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
start to
They
finish.
just were
The
stuck.
49ers are a mess.
Yep. Another hot team going to the code and looked like they just couldn't take it, man. They were
Right.
just missing everything. Then McCaffrey's up out of there. He's on IR.
Yeah, but I
Backup,
mean,
he's on IR now too. So now you're on your third running back. It's just a shambles right now.
so
After coming up,
why would you take your superstar running back who's coming off of an Achilles injury and then give him a full load of work against the Buffalo Bills? 7 carries, 53 yards, two receptions. So I thought they gave him a bit much against the Bills. So
I mean, he had more work than that before that, the week before that. So I mean,
did
he's
he?
been
Okay.
working before that.
Mm.
He's more busy than that. Week before that, but yeah, I don't know how bad that how much fully healed he was from the original thing. He kept him out for like 9 or 10 weeks. But the whole team was just looking bad. It wasn't just him. The
Mm.
whole team was looking bad, man.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
couldn't stop the Bills. The defense was looking bad. The Bills did whatever they wanted to do, and then they got an offense. They did three and outs. 4 and outs. They were just bad, man.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
bad all
49ers are
beginning.
falling apart. So, all right. The Monday night game. Broncos at home against the Jameis Winston Browns. The Broncos were 5-point home favorites, and this game turned out to be a shootout. Um,
Mm,
Yeah, and the funny thing is, two of the Broncos' touchdowns came off of pick sixes.
Yeah, man. The old Jameis. The
Old Jameis.
old Jameis.
Yeah, it nearly
And
had a
one of them had
third pick
the
six. Nearly had a third one.
he
The
was right.
last interception was
Yep.
nearly returned for a touchdown.
Old Jameis, what can you say? I
Yeah.
mean, you can put up 400 yards, but he might give you four interceptions
Yep.
at the
Well,
same time.
he gave you
Almost
497
500.
yards, almost
Woo.
500 yards, four touchdowns,
That's great.
three interceptions. So you can say he threw six touchdowns, four to his
Yeah,
team
because
and
two
two
of
to
them
the
was on my
Broncos.
team. Yep. Yep. And that was the difference in the ball game.
Yep.
And and to make it so bad, I had Cleveland by 5+5.5 points. Mm.
Hmm.
Had him +5.5 points, and the pick six started it. And then he had a chance to redeem it and come back and score it and throws a pick six in the end zone the other way in
Mm.
the last second. So
Yep.
thank you, James. I really appreciate that
Yep.
for absolutely nothing.
Well, that's what you get with Jameis. Yeah, you get the good with the bad. So,
Gotta get the good with the bad, man. That is James.
yep. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.